If there was a time where I could point a finger at and say that was a major turning point in our lives, it would have to be the day that we picked up our first four-wheel camper. Having something that was durable and reliable took us out of this awful feedback loop of rigs that looked cool but couldn't take care of us. All that time, money, and effort we had been putting into keeping those previous rigs moving, we were able to pour that back into ourselves, our travel ambitions, and our work. I think we both look back at that time as a personal renaissance of sorts, because it was this explosion of progress in just about every corner of our lives. Places we'd always dreamed of, but couldn't consider because we couldn't trust our vehicle, we're all now back on the table.
We made it! Woo-hoo. Yay! Hell yeah.
It felt like we could go anywhere in the world, and we took full advantage of that newfound freedom. Ever since then, it's felt like our evolution has continued in parallel with four-wheel campers. We've now been living in a four-wheel camper for 6 years, and I think that we've logged more time and experience in a four-wheel camper in the wild than just about anyone. And because of that, we've had the distinct privilege of seeing and testing their new innovations over the years. Which brings us to now.
Hello. Allow me to introduce to you the new CampOut by Four Wheel Campers. It's durable, it's flexible, and by my assessment, it's really awesome. The interior of the CampOut is something that truly sets it apart from anything else that Four Wheel Campers has to offer. It is a space that you can fully customize and make entirely your own. Here in the interior, as you see it, this is a fully loaded CampOut camper. But just to kind of give you an idea, each one of these vertical pieces are an individual module. But the CampOut comes standard with two modules, the power module and the utility module that frame either side of the rear entry.
Located on the rear passenger side of the camper is the power module, which, as the name suggests, houses everything relating to the power on both the interior and exterior of the camper. The utility module, which is located in the cabinet on the rear driver's side of the camper, is home to your cooktop of choice and ample storage. The fridge module, located right next to the utility cabinet, is made up of more storage and a Dometic CFX fridge on top for easy access. Across the alley is the water module, which features a sink, Dometic faucet, removable water tanks for easy filling, and a gray water tank. Then, up against the cab, on both sides, we had 2 seating modules with underseat storage and a front dinette swivel table.
Come on, boo.
Oh my gosh. It's time for dinner. Let's go.
Truth be told, Owen suggested a 4-wheel camper as we were planning to hit the road. But I think that the combination of not knowing how long we'd be traveling for and the cost is ultimately what made us take things in a different direction. Instead, we started in a Volkswagen van again. It was cheap, and the world really looked like an adventure through that windshield. But that is essentially the only positives I have about it. It was broken down constantly, and it financially bled us dry. And, the irony is, by the time we decided to call it quits on the van, we had spent way more trying to keep it running than we ever would have on a 4-wheel camper. Obviously, hindsight's 2020. Hoping to end up with something reliable, we started building a 4x4 Toyota Sunraider. I'm not trying to be overly dramatic, but in a lot of ways, that build broke our spirit. Over the course of the 9 months it took to rebuild, we completely lost sight of why we were on the road in the first place. As a stopgap, we traveled for 9 months in a Toyota Tacoma while we were looking for what was next. This is about when we started to revisit the idea of a 4-wheel camper. We looked at one in person and immediately knew it was the path forward for us. And the rest is history.
Nice job.
The exterior of the CampOut has a lot of new innovations and features, a few of which are only available on the CampOut.
Starting on the passenger side of the camper, we have a couple of really cool accessories to make note of. We have L-Track and Molly panel. They're on both sides of the camper, and if you're not familiar with them, there's a ton of accessories that hook into them So you can kind of customize what you carry on the outside of your camper and how you carry it to meet your own personal taste. In addition to that, we have a quick disconnect for propane for cooking outside. We have USB and USB-C ports, as well as a 120 plug, so you can actually move your induction cooktop outside and cook outside, and then shore power, in addition to downlighting, which is very handy at night. Here on the driver's side of the camper, we actually have a lot of the same. We've got downlighting, a little bit more exterior lighting, vertical L-tracks and molly panel, and in fact, this molly panel is demonstrating a great use, and additionally, a little sliding window on the side. At the rear of the camper, we have a couple of lighting accessories. We have rear floodlights as well as an accessory light. That's amber, which is really nice for if it's buggy. And we have a propane cabinet, which is home to all the propane for the heat, as well as an auxiliary solar panel plug-in. Owen and I have now been traveling in a CampOut for the last week. And I gotta say, I'm wildly impressed with how functional this space is. There's a surprising amount of storage in here with all of the different modules, particularly under each of the seat modules. And I've been finding that it's quite comfortable. I love the size of each of the seating areas. It's a great space where somebody can be cooking and somebody can be sitting here and working or drawing or using the table. I just think that this type of build is incredibly elegant. It's so lightweight. And I don't know exactly how lightweight it is, but I can tell you it feels very light. The truck that this is on, it drives like it has no idea that this camper is back here. And to arrive and everything is in one piece, I'm just so impressed with how robust and durable it is, while still giving you all of the comfort of a fully built out camper when you arrive truly in the middle of nowhere. In summary, I think that the CampOut's really rad. I think that it fills a huge void for some people who want to get out there, want to start camping, have a truck, maybe don't necessarily know what they need, or maybe they do. They don't need much right now, but they can scale it up as they need, scale it back. I don't know. I think it's rad.
Four-wheel campers has taken on many different shapes and sizes over the years, and it seems like their one constant is this quest for evolution. And it's been really rewarding to pay witness to, as it kind of feels like we've been doing that same thing in tandem with them. We know full well that your needs and the way that you travel changes over time. I mean, it's only natural. And if change is the only constant, it feels like the CampOut was tailor-made for just that. You never have to start over from scratch, because modules can be put in, taken out, and changed to adapt for any trip, any type of activity, or phase of life. All of the scuffs, pinstripes, and dings that I see as badges of honor and memories of incredible experiences had out on the road, you get to keep all that. But the platform can still grow and evolve as you inevitably will. And I think that there's something very beautiful about that. We obviously didn't get into the technical nitty-gritty of this camper, but if that is something that you're interested in, Four Wheel Campers has all of that information for you, which we will include a link to in the description of this video.